Hello. Today I got a note that made me think about fear. It made me ask myself the same question I'm about to ask you. Have you ever been afraid? I don't mean the kind of fear that comes at you when you're driving your car down the road. You hit ice, everything starts spinning, everyone starts screaming, and you've lost control. I don't mean the kind of fear that grips you when you look up and you can't find your kid. You've looked everywhere, still can't find her. All you know is that she's not where you left her. I don't mean that it feels like that. But the kind of fear I'm talking about is the fear that creeps in when it comes. It sneaks in. You don't hear it come in. You don't even feel it coming. And then one day you're looking in the mirror and that fear is staring back at you. I'm talking about the kind of fear that destroys your personality. It ruins your appetite. You can't run from it. You go to sleep, it's in your dreams waiting for you. I'm talking about the kind of fear that paralyzes you. Have you ever been afraid? And when you're 14 years old and you feel like this, life is being squeezed out of you. You're being bullied. You're terrified to go to school. You're terrified to go online. You don't know who to talk to. You feel like you have no friends. Yeah, you have parents who are saying good things about you, good things to you. You have the counselor, you have your brother, but they don't get it. And you can't explain it. You're starting to feel as though if I weren't around, would anybody miss me? And then you remember a time when you used to be scared to be invisible. Now that's all you pray for. Because if they can't see me, they can't hurt me. If they can't see me, they can hit me. If they can't see me, they can torment me. Please just let me be invisible. You're at a place right now where you're asking yourself, is it worth it? You see, you're right there in this moment. You know that. Having somebody come and tell you it's going to be okay, things get better, hang in there, stay strong. That stuff helps, but that's not what you need. You know what you need is a way out. And I'm not qualified to talk to you because I want you to feel better. Just because I want you to feel better. Of course I want you to feel better, but I'm qualified to talk to you because I've been there before. I know what it's like to be bullied. I know what it's like to be tormented, terrified to go to school, terrified to walk down the hall. I know what it's like to feel as though you don't belong, to feel as though you don't have any friends. I know what it's like to have that thing in your gut, that thing in your stomach. You feel sick thinking about going to school. I know what that feels like. Because when I was a kid in the 90s, I remember we had just moved from Africa. We moved to America, and I was the new kid. I was a foreign kid. I was the kid who talked funny. People used to call me sucker, and I didn't know what that meant. And I was new. I didn't know what sucker meant. And one day, some kid comes up to me and says, "Hey, do you even know why I call you sucker?" I said, "I don't know." He says, "Well, let me explain it to you. You have this big head, skinny neck, and over here, you look like a lollipop. I don't know what you guys call over there in the jungle in Africa somewhere, but over here we call it a sucker. So you're a sucker." I said, "Whoa, ouch," And I didn't have any friends. All my clothes came from the thrift store. I would sit down and the legs of my trousers would rise up. Back then they call it flooding. And when I was growing, I mean it's cool now, but when I was growing up, you don't want to be caught dead flooding. And they would tease you, they tease me all day long about that stuff. There were some times where I would sit down and I would take my belt buckle, make it loose a bit, and I would pull my trousers down just so the flooding wasn't so bad. But but they could tell, and they called me and they joked and they teased and they made me feel terrible about the situation. So things were hard for me in school. People would hit you, people would flick you, people would do whatever they could to get under your skin to make you feel like you didn't belong there. And they got so bad with me that I decided I was just going to kind of shut down. I was going to react to anything. I was going to try to ignore everything, and that didn't really help. But I did it anyway. I just kind of went along. And then one day, I was late for the bus. And I typically I used to sit in the front of the bus. But that day, I was late. All the seats were taken. Bus driver said, "Move on back." And you can imagine how that felt. You can picture this narrow aisle, and on either side of the aisle, got people who just want to say things to you, who want to throw things at you. It wasn't going to be a good experience, but I did it. I walked down, and I was walking down. People were saying things to me. Of course, I was ignoring it. And then there was this kid. His name was Damien. This guy really enjoyed tormenting me. He said something to me. I didn't remember what he said, but I ignored it, kept on walking. And as I passed his seat, he kicked me right in the back of the leg. And it hurt a lot because I'd been recovering from a surgery I had previously. And I was on the ground, I was picking on the floor, and I was picking myself up, thinking to myself, it hurts, but just ignore it, keep walking anyway. And I was getting up and I was going to just keep walking. And then he said something to me that changed everything for me. He said to me, yeah, get up. Get up, and when I finish with you, I'm going to start on your little brother next. You see, I defined myself as somebody who always defended his family, who would be there for his family, who supports his family, who will on the right, on the guard his family. I'm somebody who, if you're family to me, I will be in your corner as long as there's breath in my body. That's who I said I was. That's who I am today. And you're going to sit there in that chair and tell me that I don't get to decide who I am? That I'm not somebody who takes care of my family? By going after my little brother, you're telling me that I don't get to decide who I say I am. You're going to take my power from me? No, you must be insane. And I'm going to go crazy too. And, when they finally pulled me off this kid, he was bleeding. His nose was red. His shirt was torn. And the bus driver, he picked me up and he was pulling me to the back. And I'm kicking and I'm clawing and I'm punching in the air. I'm saying, I decide. I was thinking to myself, no, I decide who I'm going to be. I decide who I say I am, not you. The bus driver put me down in the front of the bus, and when I finally calmed down, I felt bad. I felt bad because I'm not a fighter. I don't like to fight. I don't like how it feels. And I'm not saying fight your bullies. Go out there and start hitting people. I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying that violence doesn't solve anything. What I am saying is that I learned something about myself that day. I got my power back. I didn't get my power back because I beat up some kid. I didn't get my power back because everybody was talking about how Angelo beat up some bully. No, I got my power back because inside of myself, I knew that I am the one who decides who I'm going to be and how I feel about that. I decide that. No one else. Nobody else takes that from me. I decide that. I knew that day about myself, and it changed everything for me. So what I'm saying to you is this. Once you get to a place, when you get to a place where you decide that, hey, I am somebody who is this. I'm somebody who's what? Happy. I'm somebody who's what? Has friends. I'm somebody who is there for my family. I'm somebody who enjoys school. I'm somebody who's not going to give this power away because I get to decide who I am. Just decide, who are you going to be? Are you really somebody who's not supposed to be happy? Are you really somebody who's supposed to hurt themselves? I don't think so. I think you're somebody else. And I know that you need to decide. I know that you can decide who you're going to be. And once you decide who you're going to be, you defend that. If you decide you're somebody who's happy, I don't care what's around me. I don't care what people are saying to me. I don't care what the situation is. I am a happy person. Oh yeah, people are being horrible to me, but I'm determined to be happy. So you defend that and you look for things around you that are going to make you happy. You stay away from things that are going to take your happiness away from you. You don't need to be online all the time. You don't need to be online at all. If that begins to hurt who you say you are, get offline. All right? Do things that defend who you say you are. Okay, I had to get in a fight. That's not for you. I'm not saying get in a fight. What I'm saying is that at that moment, I defended who I was because it was in me. So I'm saying defend who you are. Decide who you're going to be. That's what your power is. Here's a trick too. Here's something to think about. Bullies don't go after your power. That's what they're doing when they're coming after you. They're going after your power. They don't go after your power because they have to fight for it. They're going after your power because it's something that they treasure. It's something they treasure not because they fought for it, but because somebody gave it to them. That's why they're going after your stuff. So you can get your stuff back. You can get your power back by first deciding. Just decide. There's so much power in the decision to be a certain way. I'm somebody who deserves to be here. I'm somebody who is loved. I am somebody who is happy. That's where the power comes from. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying you don't have difficult situations in front of you, ahead of you. What I'm saying is that so long as you understand that you're the only one who has this power and that nobody can take it from you, you're on your way. You have a way out. All right? That's the key to the whole thing. Your ability to decide who you're going to be, who you are, how you feel about that. That's it. I should say something else too. I'm not against the bully. No. A bully is going through something too. A bully has pain. Just because you bully somebody doesn't mean you don't have pain. Doesn't mean you're not looking for a way to medicate yourself. All right? I'm giving you my pain. I'm bullying you because I want to see what my pain looks like on you so I can fix it in me. All right, so bullies have their own issues too. And to bullies, I'll say this: listen, you're going after your power, but you're going after it in the wrong way. You want to take it from somebody else, and that doesn't work. That only lasts so long. So you have to keep doing it because you need to refill it. You need to refill that power. You're scared of losing something. If you want real power, if you really want power, what you do is this: you do something nice for somebody, smile at somebody who needs a smile, help somebody who needs some help. Do something that makes somebody feel good, that gives somebody some power, and see how you begin to feel. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel alive. And the more you do that, the more you realize that's a power. That's a true power. It stays with you. Okay? I remember once when I was going through my hard times in school, things weren't good at home, things weren't good at school, and there was a kid. And I was walking down the street thinking to myself, it's been about 3 weeks since anybody has even looked at me, said hello to me, or smiled to me. And this kid who lived in my street at the time, he walked past me and he said, "Hey, Angelo, what's up?" And I remember feeling so good that somebody saw me. Somebody said, "Hey, what's up?" Somebody took the time to smile at me. I remember feeling so good because after 3 weeks of nobody saying hello to you, smiling at you, you begin to feel really invisible, like you don't belong here. And this kid says, "Hey, what's up?" And I'll never forget that kid. His name was Scott. I call him Scott. I called him Scott. Some of you guys know him, but he grew up to become a musician, a famous musician, an actor called Kid Cudi. Small things. Small things give people so much power. It makes people feel good. You want real power? Do those kind of things. Do those kind of things. Now, I think I've gone a bit too long with this video, but it's worth it because, I'm not just doing this because, I have a story I can relate to being bullied and all that stuff. No, I'm not just doing this because, 3 million plus kids every year are bullied in schools in the US. I'm not doing it because of that. I'm doing it because I got kids. I got 3 kids. And at some point, they're going to grow up and face this situation too. And as a parent, as a father, my job is to try to do whatever I can to make where they're going a better place. So if you think there's somebody out there, somebody out there who can benefit from this, please share this video, and I hope it helps. So if you're going through anything, if you need someone to talk to, if you've hit that spot and you think you have no other options, you know what? Reach out to me. You can reach out to me at Angelo at themotivator.co. All right, that's Angelo at themotivator.co. Reach out to me and talk. I'll give you some tools, tips, and techniques. All right, you don't have to go through this stuff alone, but I'm telling you, you are more powerful than you know. You just have to get your stuff back, get your power back, and you do that by deciding who you are. I am somebody. Fill in the rest. I am somebody who fill in the rest. But just decide. Once you do that, you feel this power come back to you. All right. I hope this helped out. And again, reach out to me if you have to. My name is Angelo. I'm the motivator. Thanks.